Good evening. I wasn't expecting the media scrum to be quite this formal, but here I am. And I've just had a fair number of interviews at courtside, live taped, etc. So I'll tell you what I said, and then we can open it up to any questions that you may have. Yes, I'm excited to be here. Yes, I think that this team is going to do very well here. I've never seen, in my experience, the coming together of legislature, governor, mayor, city council, the private sector, and the business community, and of course the fans in any city that's been more intense than this. And that is a harbinger for success. We expect near sellouts the whole season, actual sellouts. The exact numbers don't matter to me as much as the response. They're going to be at the very top of the league in season tickets sold. It's going to be quite extraordinary. And sponsorship deals the key ones have been made, but it seems like there's a new sponsor logo put up. As you walk through the building, they're putting it into place as the community, the business community comes together. That's very exciting. I do have a complaint. That singing group up there, imitating referees. I was just in the referee's locker room. I told them not to worry. We're not going to a four-man crew. We're staying in three. That was up as well. But seriously, Clay Bennett has led an extraordinary team that has done what it's done in the shortest possible time imaginable to get this place, going and to put all of the elements for success in. Obviously, it's a continuing process because the construction or the reconstruction of the building has to be ongoing. The filling out of staff has to be ongoing, and really the servicing of both sponsors and fans and the like, which are making plans to be in the top tier of any team that does it well. All require more work, but I can't imagine anyone better able to lead that effort than Clay Bennett. So all in all, we're very excited about being here. There's a dynamic that I've experienced in other places where you get a sense in a smaller market that the presence of a major league franchise is a unifying element and something which the folks in the community feel adds dynamically to the quality of life in the community. And it seems that that's the approach that's been taken by everybody from Mayor Mick. I come from a place where we have a Mayor Mike, but I call him Mayor Mick. And every place I go, whether I talk to the governor or the former governor or the mayor or the former mayor, there seems to be a real sense that this franchise is an important stepping stone for a variety of programs that Kansas City and its leadership in all areas have in mind for further developing the community. So we're delighted to be a part of it. And really, we're the ones that are being honored by being so well accepted in Oklahoma City. It's not that we're doing something for them. They're doing something for us. They've got it backwards, but I guess that's what symbiotic relationships are about, and this is a very great relationship, and we hope that it will only grow. And I'm happy to take any questions you have on any subject. If you promise to identify yourself.
Taking the words out of my mouth, if you guys could, just give name and affiliation, we appreciate it.
Commissioner Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. You just talked to the players, I guess. What did you say to them?
I just said you guys are, some of them were in the trainer's room, in the shower, we're all around, but I just said you guys are part of something special. You're going to tell your kids and your grandkids about it. Enjoy it. Thanks for what you're doing, and either get healthy or stay healthy. And listen to everything that PJ says. And then I said not, because PJ's an old friend and I can get away with that. But, that's it. Trying to just thank them for their efforts here, because they're pretty wowed by the reception that they're getting in this community. Boy, I must have answered all your questions right at the top.
Murray Evans from the AP. There's been a report in the Dallas paper that the All-Star Game's headed to Dallas in 2010. I'm just wondering if you could comment on that and maybe the possibility of Oklahoma City hosting an All-Star Game at some point in the future.
I never comment upon future All-Star games, except to say that we're not going to Europe anytime soon. I would guess that Oklahoma City doesn't have the hotel stock that would allow it to be a host city for an All-Star game. That has been a difficult issue for us in a number of cities, and so I don't want to just say the easy thing to get out of town. I can't imagine it happening anytime soon. We need something like 5,000 or 6,000 hotel rooms proximate, and I don't think that they exist yet in this town. And that's not to say that's a shortcoming. I don't think they have a need for it, and as a result, we are not likely to come here anytime soon for an All-Star game.
Tom Nelson, which is Pro Broadcasting Eden. Is there a sense of deja vu being here tonight and being here 3 years ago on, I believe, the second home game 3 years ago?
I thought it was the first home game.
Were you the first?
Yeah. I've commented to someone, I think in the last 3 years I've been to Oklahoma City as much as I've been to any NBA franchise. I think this is my 5th trip in. No, I've been to cities where we've, been there twice for opening nights. And I think that what feels good about that is that the people of Oklahoma City and the community opened its hearts in the face of the Katrina tragedy and their community. And they were, in effect, rewarded for that, I think, by our relocation committee saying, yes, they've not only done the job, but we're impressed with the future prospects. And so that's all pretty exciting. And, I think it's worked out for them as well as it could possibly have. And there's been enormous support from every sector, so I'm glad for them that it worked out.
Ray Buck from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Do you see, Commissioner, an identifying trademark this franchise will have? I mean, something about Oklahoma City that you think of when you come here?
Other than its unique logo? No, I think that, you can't win. We were laughing today because no matter what you spend and no matter what you do, it's sort of like whether you're a commissioner deciding to play the game in the rain or not. They'll line up on both sides, so you can't make the right decision. But for me, it's a sort of a different approach here. What I think this is going to stand for is the unification factor of how a community rallies around a team and makes possible what on first glance might not seem probable or even possible, which is the major league support for a major league franchise. And in the single franchise situations, whether it's Portland or Utah or San Antonio, you begin to get a sense that that is possible. And I think no matter how you model it or project it, the leadership and the citizens of Oklahoma City have really taken that to the highest level that I've ever seen. And to me, that's what is going to stand out. As a community of this size can garner the kind of focus that makes it seem really twice the size and ties it together as a statewide franchise, in effect with Tulsa, and somehow makes it so much bigger than you might have thought it was or could be. And that's really what I take from it.
A couple more questions.
Oh, go ahead.
Commissioner John Rhodey with the Oklahoman. Seattle doesn't like us much. As far as the move itself, how did it compare to the Grizzlies, to Memphis, and the Hornets to the Warriors? Was this about the way most moves end up being?
All I can remember, no, because this one was done so much in such a shorter framework. This is unique in terms of, I don't remember each of those, but this one was in such a compressed time frame, and so much had to be done in so short a period of time that this is the most extraordinary that I've seen. Unfortunately, we're experienced more experienced recently than we were for many decades in relocating franchises. There's usually a city that's unhappy and one that's happy. And I take no particular joy from that fact, although I do take joy from the happiness that the acquiring city has and what it does for a community. Sure.
Jerry Ross from Seattle Post-Intelligence. Coming here, has it encouraged you with the support you've gotten to potentially expand in the either near future or not so near future?
I don't think so. I think that, given the economy and just given where sports leagues are, to me, 30, I've heard very cogent arguments that that's too many. But as a commissioner, you always support all of your ownership groups and all of your franchises. But I'm not in a mode to say we should go out and expand. There will always usually be, after many years of no movement, one gets a sense that there's usually something happening every few years. And as a matter of policy, we're not looking to expand here.
Would this give you open your mind up to more relocation, given you mentioned it?
Well, my mind is not closed on the subject. I think that, it's really, and it's not from me, it really is the board. And this is one where I do like to hide behind. Every so often a commissioner will say, not me, let's hide behind the board. This is one where a relocation committee, they can be led, they can be fed, but it's pretty good to let the facts speak for themselves. And we're open to letting facts speak for themselves. Sure.
Earl Steen, Slam Magazine. You talked about this before, but where are you in terms of realignment? Are you still open to that also?
Who is it that we should realign?
Well, in terms of the team not being in specific question, or possibly
I think, well, okay. At least they're West. Okay? I've seen, if you go back and check it, I've been here around long enough, but Chicago used to be West, and now they're East. I don't know whether we swapped them with Milwaukee. I can't remember. It's and poor Minnesota's out there. I don't know. I think that's has to be a political issue that we'll have to talk about. I think there are some teams that would like to come east for competitive reasons, but hopefully that'll change this year too. So there's nothing on the agenda right now. We'll see what happens. There being no further questions, I thank you for your patience and your good questions.